All right, everybody, we'll get started with Coach Smart, Middleton. We'll have an opening statement, then we'll just take some questions.
All right. That was a tough one, guys. We didn't play our best game. I thought maybe the difference in the game obviously was the second half. The difference in the game was our fans gave us some momentum, gave us some energy there, had some big defensive stops. Obviously, you cannot turn the ball over and beat good teams. And make no mistake about it, Florida's a much improved team. I told Billy before the game, they're playing really well, playing really good football, and have been for 4 or 5 weeks now. They've avoided turnovers and they've run the ball well. The recipe for winning football is don't turn the ball over, run the ball, and play good defense. And for the most part, we've done that most of the year. We didn't do that for a little bit of the half. We dominated most of the field position, most of the stats in terms of yards, but we all know turnovers. And some of those are on Carson, some of them aren't, and we got to do a good job helping him because when he's needed to play well and we needed him to step up, once again tonight, backed up, third down, and I don't know what it was, 35 maybe, he made plays. He did a great job. Can y'all keep that door shut, please? Thank you.
Coach, how can y'all help Carson more to be more consistent?
Well, I mean, he did some really good things. There's things that go unnoticed. What he can't do is throw the ball late over the middle, and we got to do a better job protecting him. He got hit one time and the ball went up in the air. But the two plays that he would want back were late scramble, throw it up plays. And to be honest with you, he hasn't done that much. You know, he's always been smart. He'll take off and run or just throw it away and live for another day. Thought he pressed on those two plays, but he also made some really good plays. And we got to do a good job helping him around with the run game. And, you know, we lost ETN. It made it a lot tougher because we didn't have as many backs. And he relies on ETN to take some of that pressure off in the run game.
What were you telling Carson on the sideline after those plays?
Keep his head up. I mean, we're not throw it. Like, he throws the ball well. We think that we got a really good pass game. We got great pass pro. We got good wideouts, and we got a really good quarterback. I mean, some of the throws he makes, guys, are big-time elite throws. He just has a couple times where he threw the ball in the middle late. You can't do that. You can't turn the ball over and be a good football team. He knows that, and I don't think it's a matter of decision making. I just think sometimes he presses there, and this is a big game for him. He's from here. And we don't win that game without Carson Beck. So
Do you think in that third quarter, Dylan Bell provided a little bit of a spark for the offense?
yeah, absolutely he did. Dylan Bell's a spark. He's a spark of energy. He's a good guy that we have to get touches to, and we try. And the touches he got were difference makers. You know, that bobbled catch that he came down with was huge. Cash Jones continues to be a playmaker for us, and we felt that all along. I mean, he's kind of a self-made man. I mean, he just works his butt off since he's been here, and Cash and Dylan came up with some big plays.
What was that injury update on Trevor Etienne, and just also how big of a game was it for him to be here and be able to play a little bit and beat the Gators?
Well, I don't know. You know, he has a lot of friends over there on that sideline. He likes and respects those guys. Whether y'all believe it or not, and all the social media stuff, everything out there, the kid is a great kid. He's got a lot of friends on that team. I think the game meant a lot to him. I think it really hurt him that he couldn't continue, and you know, he dealing with a rib injury a little bit. And he's fine. He just had some pain in there.
Coach, were you satisfied with your run defense tonight?
You know, I don't know the numbers. I wasn't at one time. We didn't stop the run well. I didn't think we tackled on the edge. You know, they had really good backs. They're really patient backs. They bounced a lot of runs, and we didn't crack replace. We didn't get perimeter run support some, and they got out on us. Give them credit. But, you know, if you don't stop the run, you're going to have a long day. And I thought the touchdown run, there was a missed call there that really hurt us, and that's tough. I mean, it's one of those things that they don't get them all, but they missed a critical one there that probably hurt us.
Ty, did you see a change when Lagway went out? Did you see a change in their offense when Lagway went out?
It's hard to tell. I didn't think he was in there very long. You know, I don't know. I mean, how many plays did he play? 2 series, 3 series? I don't know. I don't know how much it did. It obviously changed because, I mean, he's the starter, and they weren't playing with a starter anymore. And I thought Lagway did a good job when he was in there. But I thought the kid that came in did a great job too.
Kirby, could you talk a little bit about Carson in terms of, you know, coming back from 3 picks and being able to just kind of settle down a little bit and get into a rhythm, 11 straight completions at one point?
Yeah, we talked about him for a while there when you weren't in here, but I'll be glad to talk about it again. He continues to grow, mature. He's not perfect, and I think that he puts a lot of pressure on himself. And we got to continue to help him, and the players around him got to help him because he probably got 12 or 13 completions in a row if guys will get their signals and know what they're supposed to do on the perimeter. And we don't ask a lot of those wideouts, but we do ask them to execute at a high level, and they've got to help him. But he can't throw the ball late over the middle. He can't throw the ball down the sideline on a scramble, just throw it up for grabs. Those are things he can't do.
Coach Farr, with the third string quarterback entering at the half, what was your message to the team?
I didn't have anything to say about that.
Kirby, did you like the way you guys responded from the Texas win? And is it harder nowadays to follow one good game up with another good game?
No, I don't think one game affects the other. I think Florida's got a really good football team, personally. I mean, I think they're really physical. They've got SEC offensive line, defensive line. I mean, that's a good football team. And when you don't play well or spot them 3 turnovers, I mean, I don't know. I guess we ended up getting, how many turnovers did we get? 1?
2. 2 if you count the field goal.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not a turnover to me. So, I mean, we have 3, they have 1. I mean, it certainly changed the field position and the momentum in the game. That was huge. But when you turn the ball over 3 times, and I mean, I would think we out-explosive played them, and that's usually an indicator. And when you do that, you gotta get touchdowns in the red area, which we didn't, and you can't turn the ball over.
Coach,
How
how
do you
good was
think
that
Nate
late
Frazier
interception you
handled
guys
stepping
had?
in for Trevor Etienne, and what did you say to him after that touchdown?
Just don't be stupid, man. Like we're not selfish people at Georgia. You know, we don't. I mean, I'm not interested in all the shenanigans. We're meat and potatoes. We roll our sleeves up and we go to work every day. I'm not interested in you know, gator chomping and throat slashing. It's not respectful. I mean, I want to be respectful of the game and the people we play, and I think the best way to attack somebody is beat them.
Did that surprise you, Coach, when he made that gesture?
I mean, he's immature. He's young. I mean, Nate's a great kid. Look, he's a super talent, and he wants to do well. He didn't do it with the intent of getting a penalty. Just, you know, got to act like you've been there, and he ain't been there enough.
Coach, how big was that late interception in the fourth quarter that you guys had?
It was a big play. I thought the guy was wide open, and they had a nice play called, a little bootleg action. It was a copycat play from one we had seen earlier this year, giving up a touchdown, and the guy was open. C.J. Allen made a freaky, unbelievable play to jump up and snag it, and that was probably the biggest change in the game.
Coach, there were times it felt like a home game for Georgia. What can you say about the juice the fans were able to bring? I saw your players playing up to the crowd quite a bit in those games.
Well, I felt that was both ways. I mean, I don't know. I felt like every time they had momentum, they were loud against our offense, and that's the way it's supposed to be in this game. And in recent years in the past, sometimes it hadn't been that way. And you know, I don't know. I love playing in Jacksonville, but the momentum swings sometimes don't feel like it gets as loud as the road or the home games because the 50% rule.
How do you prevent Carson from pressing? Obviously, everybody needs to know their plan, but how do you coach that and prevent that?
I can't say I know that he's pressing. First of all, I mean, I've mentioned that, but I don't know that. I think he wants to play well. He feels a burden to play well, and he's in Jacksonville. It's important to him. And look, he's gotten better. He's done some really good things. He's just, I think he's got to be willing to take checkdowns and what defense gives him and not force the ball a lot of times. But as to what keeps him from pressing, if I knew that, I would be worth a lot more money.
So you're not concerned with back-to-back games with 3 picks at least? That it's
No, I'm not concerned with it because, I mean, you throw the ball, that's going to happen sometimes. I mean, we got to try to do a good job of preventing it, but we also win the game because we can throw the ball, right? We weren't able to run the ball down their throat in the fourth quarter. We threw the ball. And he makes checks, decisions. I mean, there's 3 plays in the last 2 drives that nobody knows what he did, and he's got elite knowledge of what's going on. He puts us in the right play, and the plays work when he puts us in them.
What did you say?
Did you talk about the cash touchdown at the end? That's a throw, right?
It was a great throw. It was I think it was underneath, angle out by Cash. He ran a great option route, and that's not an easy throw. Like you'd say, well, that's just a little 5-yard throw. Well, he's got to put touch to get it over the defensive line. He's got to put it in a position that Cash has somebody covering. And I thought Cash did a great job breaking the tackle. Guy tried to drag Cash down, and Cash beat him and did a great job. Cash is good at those routes. So is Etienne.
I imagine you have something for Dwight Phillips because of his speed, but how about the call to get him his first touch on that stage at that moment, and he came through?
That was a great job by the offensive staff. They reached out to me on Tuesday or Wednesday and said, is Dwight going to travel? Because he hasn't traveled every game. And I said, yeah, he's going. He's up now with the injuries at running back. He'll be an emergency running back, and they put a package in for him, and he did a great job. I mean, you talk about everybody on that team loves that kid, Little Peanut. His parents are great people. Both ran track at Kentucky. His dad's an Olympic gold medalist, and just what a great story. I've never met a kid that everybody on the team likes as much as him, and he just works really hard. So I was really happy for him to get that play.
Kirby, what's Anthony Evans dealing with, and how did that lead you in the return game?
Anthony's dealing with a little bit of a hamstring, so we're hopeful to get him back. It happened, late last week, so it's why we train multiple guys to be able to return the ball. And Malachi became the next guy, and kickoff it became Cash.
How do you feel like your defense held up with those first half suspensions and the guys kind of stepping up?
Ooh, I think we lost somebody there for a few snaps, Ja'Cory, and so then we were really, that's why you practice the 2s and 3s. It's why you develop players. Kyron had to come in and play. I can't say how they played. I thought we had some jitters there. I thought it was really good for KJ Bolden to get to start and play, to get some confidence and play more. He's rotated a lot, but we could have played better, I'll say that, but we survived them.
What'd you see from the offense on that go-ahead touchdown on the fourth quarter?
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
Is it screenplay?
Well, I just mean that drive.
Oh, I saw a 3rd and 5 that we were gonna have to punt the ball back to them if we didn't get it, is what I saw, and I was like, here we are. Similar to Texas, we had a bigger lead, but, he steps up, he sees a blitz, he puts everybody on the right protection, he takes the shot clock down to 1 second and puts us in the right route and throws a great ball. It stands in a pocket now that there ain't many people with that many people pressuring will stand in that pocket that long and trust his protection and fire that ball. And I know, a lot of guys on Sunday that don't do as much checking as he does. It puts us in the right play, and that was the difference in the game to get it to Arian. And then we still had to finish the drive, and he did a great job against Max Blitz to score the touchdown with Dom.
We got time for one more question.
With Nate Frazier, just how have you seen him continue to grow and mature throughout the season, especially stepping up in time with Trevor Hurt, I think, at career high of 18, 15 carries?
Yeah, he got to grow up. We've been trying to grow him up the whole time. It's probably me more than anything. Josh does a good job trying to get him in there. We got to show confidence in him in play because a back can't make it through this league trying to do it by himself. And I thought he did some good things tonight. He had a couple mistakes. I'm not talking about the penalty. He had a couple mistakes that can cost us. He has really gotten better at his protection. I'm fired up about him in protection because he is not shy of contact. But he's got to get vertical and not try to outrun everything to the sideline. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.